I do feel like I'm a good dude. Like I have a big heart. I'm not selfish. I genuinely care about the person that I'm with, and I want them to be the best version of themselves. Like another girl that I talked to, she used to model, and she started. And no, I don't only date models. I don't. You know, I don't.
I know.
But
I didn't think that at all.
she was modeling or whatever, and I seen this one post that the boutique that she was working for had posted, and it's like her ass all out. She was wearing a skirt that was like not even a skirt, but it was like one of those, what do you call it, ballerinas wear a tutu.
A tutu.
Yeah, she was wearing one of those with like a dress shirt and like titties, like her nipples was like barely in the shirt. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, whoa, when you start doing this type of stuff? Mm-hmm. And she was like, she immediately was like, I know, but I didn't want to do it, but they wanted to pay me. Let me tell you something. All right. I actually modeled for real, years ago before I started doing music. Like, mm-hmm. This was my first introduction to the entertainment business before movies and everything. So I started modeling. I did the competition Fashion Rock. I got signed to SVM New York, and I did a couple of shoots and all this other stuff. As soon as I felt like uncomfortable about something, I'm like, nah, I ain't doing this.
Right. And
I eventually quit. She wasn't even doing a fraction of that. Like, she was mm-hmm. doing like modeling for $100 or something like that. Mm-hmm. But they wanted her to stand in the window and be like a go-go girl at a party. You know, and she immediately started crying. Was like, yeah, I didn't want to. I'm like, man, look, all you got to do is tell them you don't want to do that shit. Like, if you need money that bad, I'll give you some money before you know what I mean? Right. Go sacrifice your integrity. And she immediately was like, yeah, okay, you know. But her friend got in her ear, was just like, oh, yeah, he sound controlling. How? When I just don't want you to be naked. How is that controlling?
Right. That's just you caring about her.
Right.
Her just self and how she respects herself and how other people will respect her too. Right. That's just you caring about her in general.
Right. And she even agreed. But her friend got in her ear, and that made her kind of come at me like I was trying to come in between her modeling. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I set her up with Explore Talent and a couple of different websites, got her a modeling gig in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And she had this gig. It was like $600 to model. This is more than she get paid in a month working mm-hmm. at this boutique. She don't show up. I'm like, so you just want to do this shit. You know what I mean? Like, mm-hmm. you want to do what you're comfortable with doing. You don't really want to make it.
Right. That's crazy. I don't know. That's one reason I never pursued modeling, like, for years. Even since high school, people would tell me, you need to be a plus-size model. You got the perfect face for it, blah, blah, blah. Right. And I never wanted to compromise who I was. Like, even, I know you make your own decisions. If they tell you, hey, we want you to do this and you're not comfortable for it, then you don't have to. But I didn't even want to deal with it because I just know, even watching other plus size models now that were just like super classy, super sexy women that I admired, that I looked up to as models, and they all naked now, all but one. I think we talked about her last time. Last name's Garner, but they're all naked, completely naked, like holding up their boobs, like, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
When did modeling become like the modeling that I know? You have to actually model something,
right?
You have to model clothing. You have to do. Right. When did modeling become just posting pictures of you and nothing?
They're selling
That's not modeling.
That's exactly what they're doing. But no, you do have to. What are you selling? Like, that's what models are for. So put on this outfit so people can see how it fit and they'll want to buy it.
Right, you're supposed to be a human mannequin.
Right.
I was in. This is the reason why I quit modeling. I haven't told many people this, but my agent was named. His name was Memser Camarake. You can look him up. I think he worked for Vibe right now. But his name Memsor. He was a African dude, but he's a gay African dude. And he was like, he wanted to, we had to do this underwear ad or whatever. And I'm like, I'm already feeling some type of way. I don't want to do no fucking underwear or whatever. And there's a bunch of African dudes walking around and shit, you know. And there's one dude, he was like trying to put something in my drawers. You know, he dress up the other dudes. I'm like, nah, bro, hand me that. I do it myself, you know. And he was just like, okay, or whatever, cool. Come back a few minutes later, here he come trying to, man, bro, there's another dude trying to come over and adjust something. I'm like, man, you ain't got to touch me, man. Don't touch me. You know what I'm saying? I could do this myself. It's just pictures. So we had gotten to it, and then I had called the agency because I wanted the pictures for my portfolio. And they were just like, what photo shoot? I'm like, the photo shoot we just did in Orlando. Like, oh, well, let me get back to you. Call back in a few days. Call back. No answer. No pictures. Now, Memser was supposed to send my pictures. Then it happened. I called back a couple of days later. It was like, oh, yeah, Memser was fired. He was off doing photo shoots for his own personal reasons.
Whoa.
I'm like, this sick motherfucker, man.
That's crazy.
And that right there, I was like, I'm done, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this shit, man.
Yeah, I would have been done too.
This shit lame as fuck. I'm like, nah, B, I ain't doing that. Nah, that ain't my stilo. Like, I ain't even feel comfortable doing this shit anyway, you know? But, yeah, that's when I quit. And that night, I came back from Florida, and I ended up going to a friend's house, and woke up the next morning, police kicked in. I ended up going to jail for some shit I ain't do. Anyway, yeah, long story.